Good morning everyone, welcome again. As you all know, we were discussing factors underlying abnormal behavior in chapter 4. This topic we were discussing in previous video, in that we have already discussed about biological factor and socio-cultural factor. So today let's start with behavioral model or factor. So behavior that is adaptive is normal and maladaptive is abnormal. And abnormal behavior is a set of faulty behaviors acquired through learning. So in behavioral perspective, this model states that both normal and abnormal behaviors are learned and psychological disorders are the result of learning maladaptive behavior, ways of behaving. So the model concentrates on behaviors that are learned through conditioning and proposes that what has been learned can be unlearned. So learning can take place by classical conditioning, means temporal association, in which two events repeatedly occur close together in time. And in operant conditioning, behavior is followed by a reward. And social learning, learning by imitating others' behavior. So these three types of conditioning account for behavior, whether adaptive or maladaptive. So those exposing of behavioral perspective content the abnormal behavior results from faulty or ineffective learning and conditioning. So treatments are designed to reshape disorder behavior and using traditional learning procedure to teach new and more appropriate, more adaptive responses. This is about behavioral model. Next is medical perspective. Those who hold a medical perspective focus on biological and physiological factors as causes of abnormal behavior, which is treated as disease. Mental illness is diagnosed through symptoms, cured through treatment. Hospitalization, drugs are often preferred method of treatment rather than psychological investigation. Next is psychodynamic perspective or model. Psychodynamic perspective proposed as an alternative to the medical model evolved from Freudian psychoanalytic theory, which contends that psychological disorders are the consequence of anxiety produced by unresolved unconscious conflicts. Treatment focuses on identification and resolution of the conflicts. So here is about psychoanalytic. Psychodynamic model is the oldest and most famous modern psychological model. We have already read this model in chapter 2 on self and personality also. So psychodynamic theorists believe that behavior, whether normal or abnormal, is determined by psychological forces within the person of which she or he is not consciously aware. These internal forces are considered dynamic. They interact with one another and their interaction gives shape to behavior, thoughts and emotion. So abnormal symptoms are viewed as the result of conflicts between these forces. So this model was the first formulated by Freud. As I told you, three central forces are here: instinctual needs, drives and impulses, means id, ego and superego. So Freud stated the abnormal behavior is a symbolic expression of unconscious mental conflicts that can be generally traced to early childhood and infancy. Next is cognitive perspective. Cognitive perspective. This model states that abnormal functioning can result from cognitive problems. People may hold assumptions and attitude about themselves that are irrational and inaccurate. So people may also repeatedly think in illogical ways and make overgeneralizations, that is, they may draw broad negative conclusions on the basis of single insignificant event. So according to the cognitive perspective, people engage in abnormal behavior because of particular thoughts and behavior that are often based upon the false assumptions. Treatments are oriented towards helping the maladjusted individual develop new thought process and new ideas. So therapy is a process of unlearning maladaptive habits and replacing them with more useful ones. Next is humanistic perspective. In humanistic perspective, which focuses on broader aspects of human existence, humanists believe that human beings are born with a natural tendency to be friendly, cooperative and constructive, and are driven to self-actualize, like to fulfill this potential for goodness and growth. So existentialists believe that from birth we have total freedom to give meaning to our existence or to avoid that responsibility. So those who shirk from this responsibility would live empty, inauthentic, and dysfunctional lives. So they are more concerned primarily with the stress situation that involve a threat to the individual. And if the individual cope effectively with the stress situation, anxiety is eliminated. However, if the stress and anxiety continue, the individual typically resorts to various ego defense mechanisms such as denial and rationalization. We have already discussed all these defense mechanisms. Next is interpersonal perspective. Interpersonal perspective concentrates on unsatisfactory interpersonal relationship as being the root of maladaptive behavior. Such roots may extend back to childhood, as when the child's self-concept was distorted by significant others who appraise him as being worthless, or when rigid socialization measures made it difficult to accept and integrate the bad me into his self-concept. So, next is here diathesis stress model. Diathesis stress model. This model states that psychological disorder develop when a diathesis means biological predisposition to the disorder is set off by a distressful situation. This model has three components. First is the diathesis, or the presence of some biological aberrations which may be inherited. Second component is that the diathesis may carry a vulnerability to develop a psychological disorder. So this means that person is at risk or predisposed to develop the disorder. The third component is the presence of pathogenic stressors, means factors, stressors that may lead to psychopathology. Psychopathology, if such at risk we are saying here, persons are exposed to these situations. At risk is exposed to these stresses, predisposition may actually evolve into a disorder. So this model have been applied to several disorders including anxiety, depression and schizophrenia. So today we have discussed all the factors underlying abnormal behavior. Next time we will move further. Thank you.